Congratulations. Obviously, you don't play this game for personal accolades. However, this is important. It's important that you are recognized as somebody who brings value to the team. What does that feel like?
Yeah, just like you said, I think you summed it up very well. It is a personal accolade, and for me, they don't mean much, but knowing it's coming from my teammates, or coming from people who work for this club and everybody involved in the organization, yeah, it is nice. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really nice, and yeah, it's kind of motivation for future. To kind of try and keep doing good things for the team. And when the team is successful, I feel like that's when the individuals will get some sort of awards, whether it's all stars or in the league, the best 11, and so on. So I think you do need to be successful as a team in order for individuals to come out with some sort of
with the future
award.
So understanding that this award is something that recognizes your leadership as well. How important was it for you to be able to share some of those lessons throughout the season, especially when we had a bit of a hard start with the rest of the team, as they look to you now as somebody who can teach them how to handle those?
Yeah, I think we kind of pulled through that together. I don't think we were panicking as much as media was panicking, I would say. Yeah, we weren't happy where we were, but knowing that you're going to play 25 plus more games, and knowing that the talent we have in this group, we knew that sooner or later we will come out from that hole that we kind of found ourselves in. But yeah, it is pressure. It's pressure from the outside, it's pressure from the fans, and that is part of the game. And I think those are the nice moments when we look back now that we were able to come out and finish the season on a positive and on a kind of good run of form. It kind of, that's the kind of prize that it's kind of like an award for everybody, for us, for all the players. So yeah, I would class myself as a leader in a group, but probably not the most vocal one, in terms of always speaking to everybody about what's right, what's not. That's not my role. I think everybody's smart enough to know what to do, but if there's little thing that I can guide younger players or anybody and help them, then yeah, I'm very happy to.
When you're talking about the future, how are you doing health-wise, and what do you think about your ability, I guess, with the LAFC?
Yeah, I mean, I'm much better. I trained today already, some of it. So I think by next week I'll be back in full training.
The midfield, seems to be an area where you can kind of take advantage as far as LAFC. Like if they have a weakness, it may be a little bit in the midfield, kind of given it a little. I just want to talk about the importance of it, though, and maybe ways that you guys can take advantage.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they're a very good team. I don't, even their midfield I think is really good. They have experienced players. They have young, good players already. But I think it's their experience in these kind of games that makes them a tough opponent, and an opponent that we face many times in the knockout games and throughout the season. So I don't think there's anything new that we are expecting. The break that there is right now, it's not ideal for us, but it's not ideal for them neither. So I think we kind of, it's a one-off game. We're going there. We're expecting a good crowd, and yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the game. I think everybody else is, and we have probably 7-8 more days to prepare and tune up some final details, because a game like this will be decided by very, very small things. So we want to make sure we're on the right side of that.
Do you approach this as this is personal, and this team has beat you guys 4 times in a year? Does it feel like beyond just the fact that it's a playoff game and there's something more personal with this club?
It is a playoff game for sure. There might be a little more on the line just because we haven't beaten them this year, and they knocked us out of playoffs last year. So I wouldn't call it personal, but yeah, I think there's definitely a little bit extra in this game. But just like any other game, this is a one-off, and there is no home and away. So yeah, I mean, we kind of can't save anything for another game, because there might be not another one, but there will be. So I'm sure if we leave it all out, we'll play as a team. That's how we've been successful this year. And if we really defend well and create some chances, score a goal, I think we can advance for sure. So as I say, it will be very, little things that will decide this game. Maybe it will be in set piece, you know, and that's something that we're working on as well.
Scoring's been that most difficult thing to do against LAFC on the run of play and not necessarily just set pieces. What is it that maybe you and your role and that offense need to do to change that aspect of them being able to just control you guys as much as they have?
Yeah, I mean, we've always kept good possession against them, you know, but you know, they're a good team in transition, and they don't really, you know, need the ball. They look for fast attacks, counter attacks, and that's how they scored, you know. Also last game, I think at home here, a couple of set pieces, second balls, you know, some good goals. So yeah, it's the little things, man, and you know, I can't tell you right now how those little things will go, but you know, we're trying in training, paying, you know, attention to every detail, every little thing that we might have not did as much in the past, but you know, we understand the value of this game, you know. So yeah, as I say, one more week to go.
Is this a playoff hairstyle?
Let me get a question.
Yeah, no.
Going back
No,
to leadership, can you go back from the first day you came in to now? How have you changed your leadership style?
This year, first year?
No,
or
from
the
the first day you stepped in.
Man, I don't remember what
I
was
know,
last
I
week.
know.
Never mind that long ago. No,
But I mean, just in terms
it's
of
different, right? When you're
Yeah,
somewhere for
yeah.
3 years, you know, I'm, you know, wouldn't say more familiar or comfortable, but you know more people around the group. I get to know you guys a little bit more. You know, my teammates, the second team players. So it is different than it was at the start, right? At the start, I feel like you come in, you know, I'm a believer of first showing on the field and then kind of talk and try and, you know, guide others. You know, I feel like you first have to do your job, and obviously the situation from first year playing, you know, a little bit deeper to now, you know, being more in attack. There's been a lot of things that have happened in those 3 years. But hey, I'm happy for all of the moments, you know. Everything I look back now, yes, at the start, you know, I wanted to play higher and I wanted to play 10, but you know, everything worked out the way, you know, I feel like was the best for the team, and ultimately that's what the coaches are making decisions. You know, they want the team to be successful and not a single player. And I think you know, we all did that, and we had our ups, Champions League, we had our downs, not making playoffs, and yeah, it's been good, man. It's been good.
going back
So
to
you
the
s-
little things, just in terms of awareness against LAFC, the second ball, winning the second ball, you know, and special teams or set pieces are going to be critical. Just can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not something really you can work on in training. You know, yes, we play, you know, 11s, and there is second ball situations, but they will not copy an actual game, you know. And of course, LAFC has a couple of different formations that they play, and depending on the formation, it's also, you know, where the second balls might be a little more difficult to win, or where we have a little bit more chance to win, you know. So we won't know everything until we actually step on the field and the game will start. But you know, I do believe that if you work here on a training ground over and over again, the things you want to improve at, then you know, over a course of time, you will get better at them. So you know, that's what we're using this few weeks for.
Thanks.
Can I ask about it? Is it so it wasn't a playoff decision?
No, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I've done it past in playoffs. I've done it kind of in summer. I didn't do it this summer because we have so many guys who did it, and I didn't want to be like, you know, the one that just copies them. So I waited for everybody else to be done, and then I did it. So yeah, we can call it a playoffs, yeah, for sure.
It's not serious, sorry, but do you ever have Josh do your hair here?
No.
Yeah.
I have a different guy, a bit closer where I live, because it's, you know, haircuts used to take 10-20 minutes, and now they take an hour. So
Wow.
they do take a long time.
Oh wow. Okay.
Going back a little bit to what Moss kind of asked you about, I mean, that cam, that 10 position, that award that you just got, that's typically the face of the club, of the franchise. Do you feel like after the whole time you've been here, now this is your team? Do you feel like this is your squad?
No, I wouldn't call it this is my squad. I feel like we have, you know, so many international players, so many players that have been here for longer than I have been here. You know, many players who won the MLS Cup here. So I think this is honestly such a good group that if you ask any single one of the guys, I don't think one guy would tell you like, yeah, this is my team. You know, I don't think I don't think we are like that, and I'm not for sure. So no, I wouldn't say this is my team, but I'm very happy that I am part of this.
There are, half the roster is guys that came up through the system, and does that influence the sort of the togetherness or the sort of the vibe within the team that
Came through the system as in here in
Right.
Seattle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's more, kind of European way, and, it creates a culture, I would say, the teams in the world that have, a lot of players, and I was part of Man City Academy that was, very famous for this. Many players have come through the system to the first team and then went on elsewhere, I think it does create kind of a culture in the club, and it is important, and I don't think it's as common yet in this league as it probably is in Europe, but I think, I've been in the league 8 years, and the steps that have happened in terms of, the young players coming through at the start and now is massive, and every year it just gets better and better, and more young players are coming through, and, the best of them then go to Europe and have careers there. So I think not even just for us, for Sounders, but I think, overall for the sport of soccer in the US, I think that's very important, the youth system.